All right, so the next concept is why, what, how. Now that sounds really, really simple, but the whole point of the framework is to give you 3 steps every time that you're teaching to follow. And if you follow these 3 steps every single time, then you'll get the results that you want in terms of stickiness. So step number 1 is why. Why should anyone listen to what you have to say if they don't understand how it's going to help them? So how our brains work, we get dopamine if we can understand why something is going to be applicable to us and how we can actually implement it. And if you don't start with that why and get the buy-in from them as to how it's going to help them achieve what they're after or what their goal is, then they've got no reason to listen to what you have to say. So the step 1 is making sure that we're getting a really, really clear why and getting buy-in from them. If they know how this feedback is going to help them get closer to the goal that they're pushing for or get closer to the results that they want to achieve, then they are so much more likely to take on that feedback than to just brush off the advice that you're trying to give them. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. Here is someone, let's say a rep is underperforming, right? If you just come at them with, look bro, I was listening to a few of your pitches and the introduction's horrible, we really need to fix that up. And what you did at the end there, it was a little bit weird, it was a little bit cheesy. So I don't think you should do that when you're trying to close. That's scenario 1, right? Let's compare that to scenario number 2. I want to get buy-in from them, right? So how that's going to start is I'm going to go, hey, I was listening to your pitch. What I've noticed is there's something that I think that you can add that, you know how it was a little bit awkward in the middle of the pitch? I've got an idea of something you can use at the start that's really going to make a massive difference and make that customer on that call really enjoy talking to you. Do you want to know what it is? And now instantly I've created intrigue and now I've got that person open to listening to that feedback, right? They know the why. They know that I want to help them get that pitch better. I don't just think I'm better than them and just delivering them feedback that is unsolicited, right? So that's the process. We want to make sure we're getting that why really nice and clear and then moving on to the next step from there. Awesome. Now the next step is to take it even deeper, is we love learning in metaphors and stories. It makes really complex problems really, really easy to understand. Let's jump to example number 3. I'm going to go and give that same feedback, but this time I'm going to use a metaphor and help them implement it with that, right? So, hey mate, I heard the pitch. I've got some awesome feedback that I think will really make that conversation flow more if we fix up that introduction. Do you want to know what it is? Have you ever been in a situation where, let's say you've gone to the pub or you've gone to the bar, right? And you're at the bar, you're with your mates, and someone catches your eye and they're absolutely breathtaking. Your mates are pushing you like, come on, you should go talk to that person. You go up and talk to that person and you come across as really desperate, really salesy, you're trying too hard to get their attention. How's that normally go? And they're going to give you the answer, pretty horrible, right? Awesome, beautiful. Now you've helped them identify that problem. That same problem that they're dealing with on the sales calls, they just can't get customers, it's just not feeling natural, right? They're coming across as too desperate, too cheesy, and customers are feeling that salesiness from them, right? We've given them a metaphor that they can actually, it makes them go, oh, that's exactly how it feels on the sales calls as well. Awesome, beautiful. Now I've got their attention. They've understood the why and it's clicked and they go, oh, this makes sense, right? You need to use that every single time you teach. Think of metaphors, think of stories, think of ways that you can get people to buy in and just make them understand. The smarter you are with metaphors and the smarter you are at just changing people's perspective means that you're gonna be able to make those ideas stick. Now you've got buy-in, you've taught through metaphors and stories, and now the next step is we don't want to overload them. We want to break it down into baby bite-sized pieces that they can actually digest. And the way that we do that is through tell, show, watch. And that's what we're going to teach tomorrow.